in the village of Shirlington, we're surrounded by some pretty popular restaurants. There's Carlisle, Guapos, Busboys, and Poets. But today we're here for one purpose, to find out who's got the best buns on the block. And there's one eatery that says it has the finest. Carlos, what's it like working here?
It starts before I even get here. It starts with the bread baking that we start at 12 o'clock for all the restaurants.
At midnight?
At midnight. At midnight we start baking all the breads for all the restaurants. We scratch bake every day. So we save nothing, nothing is carried over the next day. What you see has been baked that day for just that day.
There probably aren't many at the end of the day, but what do you do with any leftovers?
Actually, the Arlington homeless shelter comes and picks them up. So we leave the pastries for them. The breads go over to the restaurant, go to Carlisle, and they use bread in their service at their restaurant.
And what makes your buns the best?
We really care about the way we make our baked goods. It's part of what we think is hospitality. Hospitality is not just helping the guests get the right things, but it's actually once they get home, it ends there when they're actually eating the things that they bought from us. And we're all about big, great flavors. We're not shy. We don't want it to just kind of be subtle. We want it to just go pop when you eat it. You want to know if it says raisins and pecans, you eat raisins and pecans.
Now, Best Buns is part of the Great American Restaurants in the area. What is that exactly?
So we own and operate 11 restaurants and then Best Buns within Northern Virginia. The company's been around since 1974, so 36 years and going strong. We started out with a very small pizza place in Fairfax City back in 1974, and we have grown from there.
How did the name Best Buns come about?
So Randy Norton, who's one of our owners and founders, originally wanted to name it Krusty Buns. But his wife Patsy and his daughter Jill, they were like, no, you cannot name it Krusty Buns. But that's Randy's sense of humor, and we all love it. And so he settled on Best Buns in order to appease Jill and Patsy.
And the little donuts that you see at Great American Restaurants, what are those exactly?
Those are our world famous Aussie rolls. And those are the only rolls that are not baked here at Best Buns. They're baked in all of the restaurants.
Every time I come in here for breakfast, there's a long line. What type of feedback do you get from community members?
When I walk by a guest and they mention that we have created a community at the bakery, and we really strive for that. And we kind of hope we affect people's days. If they walked in, had a bad day, after they leave here, they just have a good vibe, good energy walking out of the door.
For someone walking in here for the first time, what is something they must try?
You want a cupcake, you must do the chocolate and cream cheese, the red velvet. If you love lemon though, if you adore lemon, you go for the triple lemon cupcake.
Can we head back there now and see how you decorate those cupcakes?
Absolutely.
All right, we're in the kitchen with Carlos and Sylvia, and you're gonna show us how to decorate the scrumptious cupcakes. All right, so is everything made from scratch?
Scratch bake every day. Every day we make the cupcakes fresh, we make the frostings fresh, and then we set them up 10:30 in the morning to have them ready for guests.
What do you think the secret is to these cupcakes?
Oh, the quality of the ingredients that we have, and actually the care that the staff takes in making the cupcakes the way they are.
So show us how it's done, Sylvia. What's ganache exactly? What goes into that?
It's chocolate and cream, chocolate yumminess.
This is so moist. What's the secret to getting it moist? Because I've had a lot of dry, crusty cupcakes.
Well, you have to find the right temperature to bake it at, where you retain that moisture, but you don't bake it all the way through where it starts to dry out. So it's really the time and temperature that you bake something at.
Yeah, because when you take it out of the oven, it's still baking, isn't it?
It is. It continues baking. Yes, it does.
Is this the peanut butter kind? All right, so show us how the peanut butter is done. Natural peanut butter?
Natural peanut butter, organic, no trans fats. And we use our vanilla frosting as the base. A Reese's peanut butter cup in a cupcake.
It does taste like a Reese cup. Wonderful. What's your favorite cupcake?
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese. So that's real cream cheese, and then what else? Some sugar?
Some sugar, some butter, and just care.
So that's the cream cheese now. Oh, that's toffee, and there are toffee chips in there, cupcake and a candy bar. Well, I can't say no. Just like martinis. These are the best cupcakes I've had in the area. There's not one bad cupcake. Is that where you do the bread every day?
So our
That's
bread
the bread
baking,
table?
mix and shape the day beforehand, and then we slow down the fermentation. Baker comes in at midnight, and he starts baking off the bread for the restaurant group.
How many loaves do you do a day, would you say?
Loaves a day, probably about 700 to 1,000, depending on the type of bread.
So you have pretty strong hands then.
The baker's more than I do.
What's your best-selling bread, would you say?
The poblano cheddar and the raisin pecan bread. Also our baguettes. People love our baguettes.
And this is where you get the dough started?
It's our spiral mixer. There's flour, water, salt, yeast.
Yeah, it smells
and
like
the,
yeast.
And the goodies. Oscar, what are you making, sir?
Monkey.
Monkey bread.
What's that?
Monkey bread is milk, a little sugar, some butter, and then what we'll do is we'll round it up, and we'll toss it in cinnamon and sugar, and then we'll put it back together in a pan. I think it's called monkey bread because it looks a little bit like a rope that a monkey might climb up. But people love the monkey bread. We also make an apple monkey bread that people enjoy quite a bit. It's our rack oven. It's where we bake all of our pastries, all of our sweets. Every other Wednesday we give free rides.
Matt wants to go for a ride.
Matt wants to go for a ride.
Matt, get in there.
It's really great for sweet baking because it allows it to bake evenly without burning on top or on the bottom, as opposed to the other oven that I'm going to show you. So this bakes a little bit different. The heating element is on the bottom, and so when we have a bread, we'll score the bread, and once you put it in, the heat will make the yeast and the explosion of the bread go this way. So that's how you get that oven bloom or oven burst. The one other cool little feature is that it has steam injection, so the steam moistens it enough so the natural caramelization that happens from the bread, from the baking, occurs. We also give rides in this too, right on our loader.
Matt, free rides.
What I love about us is that we have a lot of great people that care about what they're doing and put their heart into it. So that's a great thing about our bake staff, and just our staff in general.
Carlos, thank you for letting me in your kitchen, showing me around, giving me some cupcakes. I'm definitely going to be taking some home with me tonight, that's for sure, leftovers. And I'll probably see you tomorrow for breakfast.
Awesome, Katie. It was a pleasure to have you here, and I'm glad you took the time out to allow us to let you show us our bakery and what we do here.
Okay, thank you. I'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay, Buns. No, best buns and best cupcakes that I've had in the area. Stop by for a delectable treat. You'll be back for seconds. Check out our website for more information about Best Buns of Shirlington and about all the great American restaurants in the area. Want more of South Arlington? Stay with us. More delicious bites are just ahead.